What's up guys, it's Van Caseman from Canadian Ophidiophile coming to you on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to episode 6. This is part 2 actually of a video that we did before called Sexing Snakes, episode 4, where we covered more the visual based cues for sexing snakes, and this one is going to be more the hands-on techniques like popping, probing, and speed bumping. So by the way guys, if you haven't hit subscribe yet, I hope I can convince you to by the end of this video. Now, before I start the next series of videos here, I just want to make sure I'm clear that I'm not a veterinarian, and these are not veterinary procedures. Okay, if you're doing these right, your animals should not feel any pain at all. There's a little bit of discomfort because of being restrained and being touched and felt about in the regions that they don't like to be. So that's why there's no actual pain should be inflicted on these animals. So if you're ever uncomfortable about doing that with an animal, always try to go to someone who has more experience. Go to someone who you can meet up with, who can actually show you in front of you, or maybe help you along while you're doing it to mentor through. Because first and foremost, it's very, very important to not hurt the animal, because there is potential to if you don't do these things the right way. So now, popping is the most commonly used method amongst delivered breeders because it's fast and efficient. It gets the job done in the sense that if you get a visual cue of actually seeing the hemipene out of a male animal, what you're doing is essentially basically you're popping or everting the hemipene manually for the animal, so you can see it. The trick comes when you can't tell if it's actually a female, and you're never 100% sure when it's a female because it's always a 50-50 chance still, unless you actually. Sometimes you see scent glands and you can think, yeah, okay, for sure that's a female scent gland, and sometimes you might actually just be the tip of a hemipene just actually not being able to completely come out yet just because of the way you're manipulating it. So it's not 100% accurate too. You gotta understand that once first and foremost. But it's quick and efficient because the ones when you do find out that they're actually males, they're males, and when you get good at it, it's fast and it's less intrusive, less stressful in a sense to the animal too at that time. So. Now, that being said, it also varies across different species because every species pops differently. You'll hear a few people say that, like rat snakes they have a longer hemipene, so your tongue placement's a little different. Some animals actually have more muscle control, when they're younger, that you actually aren't able to, or because of the size and shape of the hemipene, you just can't also. So it gets really tricky. Some of them you can develop the technique while trying it over a little bit of time, but some of it it's just best to just resort to probing, because probing is still, for me, the king of sexing snakes, determining the sex of your snake. So now, without further ado, let's look at how we can pop hemipenes.
So here's my albino checker garter snakes here. And I want to show you, because this guy's a boy, I'm going to try to handle him here by myself. Now, these are a little bigger than I like to try with, but let me just hope the camera can focus closer here. So there we go. So that's a little bit of muscle what he's trying to do, but you want to kind of get a little bit of even pressure behind and pop. See that? So sometimes you get the one side, sometimes you get both sides, sometimes, there you go, now you get both. So that's a hemipene to 2 hemipenes of this albino checker garter. Now, I'm going to show the differences here in a bit. So you saw in the albino checker garters that the little bit of pressure needed to just pop it out there. That's a bigger animal that I like to try. I mean, my hamstrings are all bigger now, so it gets a little trickier the older they get because they develop those muscles, like I was saying. But here's a granite corn, and I know she's a female, but I'm gonna try to manipulate her here to show you. I'm trying to see if it kind of adjusts here. There we go. There we go. So now we have the scent glands of a female. And I don't know if you guys can see those tiny little red dots that show up there. Can you tap that to focus that? There you go. There we go. Now we can get a real good. So that's the scent gland of a female. So don't be she's gonna try tangling up in the tripod. But don't be fooled easily just because you see redness and think it's the tip of a hemipene, because females will have that scent gland also that you will see. So sorry, I'm just blocking the cloaca here. There you go, if you can see that part there. And you can see two little red dots still have at the end of it. Of course, she's covered in musk now. There you go. There you go, the two little red dots on the side. Again, scent glands, she's musking me, so making this impossible. But so you saw it earlier there, and that's how females will look like sometimes. So
today you've seen, guys, me struggling to handle my snakes while popping them, but again, like I mentioned before in the video, the bigger snakes that I want to do that with, I like to do that with because it works best with babies. The younger ones, these guys are already about 6 months old already, so they got a lot more muscle control and also bigger animals by then. But you get the idea of that with those animals. Anyways, moving on here, I want to show you guys this other method that I've been shown by my good friend Steve Doran from God Reptiles, called speed bumping. This is a method that he recommends for boas, mainly because you're basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to manually feel the ends of the hemipene. So I won't be able to, it's not something you're going to be able to see. To be able to know this, you'd have to do it yourself to be able to feel this out for yourself. But I'm going to show, and I don't have any boas here either, so I'm going to show this on a colubrid here, roughly what it means to speed bump your boa.
So here's my male variable king snake, and I'm going to show you the speed bumping, not on him, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to work on him because they have pretty thick muscle walls here. I thought I picked the common snake. But I want to show you the placement. So you're basically going to roll your finger right from before the cloaca past it. So let's see if I can just untwist him here. I'm going to start from back there. And photobomb by snake. Can you help holding this guy out of the way, please? Thank you. Okay, let's keep that end there and then we'll get this. Okay, so while holding like this, and you want to roll your finger back. The reason why I'm using also a bigger snake is so I can see where the placement. You'll see the hemipenal, like almost a bump, like right. You can see right about where it ends, just by the taper. Of course, in a baby boa you won't see that yet, but that's about where the bump, you're gonna feel that point of. You'll feel it. It's like a. I don't want to make a sound, but it's like a little bump. It's hard to deny. So you'll feel the cloaca bump here, and then right about here it goes dunk. Yeah, I did that sound. Dunk. Okay, so. And so it's actually rolling your finger. So that's really all it is to it. It's actually a matter of rolling it past a point, and then you'll feel the edge of where the hemipene drops off for males very distinctly. But again, it did get, you got to figure out the right amount of pressure you're putting. It doesn't take much really actually on a baby boas, but and roughly where to expect it. So you're not going way past here and trying to do it over here or way prematurely over here. So. But yeah, this is just to kind of show you where the placement would be if you were to actually do it on a boa. So that's a cloaca, and expect the hemipene out there, and it goes boom right there.
So always get someone to show you if you get a chance to. It's a really fast and efficient method to use on boas. It's the least chance of injuries too, in my opinion too. So any chance you get someone, or even try it yourself. Try it out too and see if it actually works for you. But anyways, quickly moving on to my favorite method, probing. Not for any other reason but the fact that it's actually one of the more accurate, the most accurate in my opinion, method of sexing snakes. There are still inaccuracies too. For example, there's animals that actually will clench, like the rufous beak snakes of Africa. You can't; they'll give you a false negative. And also with the greater keel rat snakes, Ptyas carinalis, females actually will probe unusually deep sometimes. They can probe like 9, 10 subcaudal scales deep, and males can go to 15 to 20 plus deep. So it can, those numbers, if you're not sure and not used to a species, it might throw you off too. So you got to learn about things like that too as on the snake that you're working on. By the way, also contrary to popping, probing is better done on older animals because there's less chance of injury because of the implement that you actually use. The probe will be a bigger probe, it won't be as thin, and you have a bigger animal to hold on to while you're doing this method. You will see it yourself, you'll see exactly why, and that can get really tricky on smaller animals. So always start off with, if you're going to start off practicing yourself or with someone showing it to you, preferably try an older animal first that's easier to manipulate. So without further ado, let's check out the video.
Okay, so I just want to go over the tools for what you need here with probing, because the tools are just as important as the technique. So obviously you need some hand sanitizer just to kind of keep everything kind of clean after you used it. Of course, lubrication for the animal, for their comfort. And you have a variety of sizes. Now I'm kind of a fussy with sexing my animals, so I have as many sizes as I can. I bought different size packs, and I've even got these little, I don't know why it's just already made in Pakistan. But these are really small ones for small hatchlings that I use. But it takes a bit before you feel confident to use those. But and for the most part, this is the main set that I've got here. There's a lot of retailers that carry them. Oh, this one's stuck in there. But and they all come with ball tipped, and they usually at rounded ends as much as possible. Also, so it's comfortable for the animal, so you don't injure them. So there you go, guys. You want to have as much of a variety of a set as possible if you're dealing with, if you're worried about, if you only focus on babies, then it's fine. But if you're also someone who needs to check on, adult animals once in a while, and trust me, it doesn't hurt. You might think you have something and you grow up and it's not what it is. So it doesn't hurt to have a decent range. A range like this would also be handy. In my experience, usually most colubrids, you're not really going to get to this big unless you're talking about a really large ones like blue beauties or Taiwans or big pits or something like that. But for the most part, you need something around this size here, and this size is great for about yearling colubrids usually. So yeah, there you go. That's just a little bit about the gear. So I have my male Therai king snake here with me today to show how to probe, because he's been pretty patient. And I'm going to start off actually by saying, guys, always have someone with you restraining the animal, because you're going to need someone to actually restrain the animal. You don't want to do this by yourself. You want to be focused only in this area. You want to be holding restraining the animal back here, and you want to be able to restrain the tail here. You got to have someone restrain. I don't care what size of the animal it is, even if it's a hatchling, get someone holding the first 4 inches of the animal, whatever it takes, right? So by the way, so I'm going to show you guys now. I've got this probe here lubed, and I'm going to point out exactly. So the hemipenes usually lie on either side of the base of the tail here. So you want to, this is where the anal plate is, and that's where you're going to focus your attention on. So this is where you're going to push down. That's my canary in the background. But you're going to push down here until you get the pocket. So you want to get in underneath, and then see how he just kind of automatically just pops in. You can see that. So now with the tail restrained, he's going to feel it. But you see how deep the probe is going. Now I'm going to pull it out, and you're going to be shocked at how deep it actually goes in. So that's how far in it went. Right? Now what you want to do is you want to be able to hold that against that and count the scales if you have a reference, right? If you have species info, so you can cross-reference that with the scale, the probe depth and it's up to all scales. So that's kind of basically it. So you can also double check on the other side here, because the other hemipenes is also there. You can go back in here and just again the downward pressure here, and it should just slide in. Like, you don't need much pressure there. This guy's being pretty good. Again, every animal will feel this because it's sensitive tissue. You're not hurting them when you see. If I let go, he's going to be able to push it out pretty much. See how it just comes out? That's how easy it is. So not a lot of pressure there at all, guys. Okay. If you do feel any pressure, stop. It's probably a female. So, and speaking of which, I will show you a female next. So I have my female there right here. Looks like she's just about going to go in blue here. You can see by the scales here. So I won't mess around with her too much. She's not really showing much yet. She must be just starting her shed cycle, but I've sanitized the probe there, and I'm gonna loop on it again. But so again, same thing here. You can see where the anal plate is here, where this is where normally a hemipenes would lie. So let's just assume, thinking that we're gonna go for a male. Now I'm gonna tell you, as soon as you get it through, when you push that downward pressure past that anal plate here, right? Once you put it down there, as soon as you put any kind of pressure in the front, your female is going to feel it. She's probably going to respond unless she goes pretty good. There, you see, you go. It's just that there's a little pocket there, and that's all you're going to get. And you can go try the other side here. Push down and forward, and that's it. See, you're going to feel the reaction. There's nothing else there. It's sensitive tissue, very uncomfortable areas, and you're not hurting her. It's just uncomfortable. She's like, "What are you doing down there?" Right? So. But basically that's it, guys, and that's kind of, this is now basically this an example for king snakes, these Xeri king snakes, right, Leonese king snakes. So every species is different. Some species will probe a lot deeper for females, some actually like Ptyas carinatus will probe really deep too, so always double check that.
So opposite to popping, probing is better for older animals, adult animals, or even you've seen a 6-month-old babies are even trying to get a little tricky for me to actually push those hemipenes out because of the muscle control they'll have. So it's always better to probe an older animal, by all means, if you can have the chance to, or someone to show you, to get the best results, and also to reduce the risk of injury to your animal. Now I'm also not going to show you guys snake anatomy pictures from Google pointlessly in this video, also because it's a little too general to look at pictures like that, because unless you're looking at every single species, hemipenes, and scale depths, probe depths and stuff, it's not going to matter, because you want to know what you're working with to get the best idea, so you can be the most accurate about it, right? So there you have it, guys. If I missed anything at all, please feel free to leave it in the comments below and let me know what I can do to make videos better for you guys. Hope you guys found this video informative enough, and anytime you're in doubt, always ask someone to show you, with anyone who has more experience, to show you how to do these methods, and anything else that can add to help you with that, so you can do right by the animal, and not inflict pain. I also hope I've convinced you guys to hit that subscribe button by now. If I haven't, I'm going to try harder the next time. Today's soundtrack has been brought to you guys by the awesome guys from... I can't use those words on this video. I just love these boys. Hometown guys, For Life Unburdened from Medicine Hat, Alberta. I've always bugged my boy Shandy about the name of the band, but musically these guys have got it. Show them some love on the Facebook page. They've got a music video out on there too. Leave them comments and stuff. And by all means, support your local scene, support music, support anything that you're passionate about. And again, thank you always for watching to this end, especially. This is a pretty long video, and try to be as in-depth as much as possible. Thanks for bearing with me. Big love. This has been Van and Caseman from Canadian Ophidiophile.